All right, we are rolling. Excuse me. We're rolling live drum practice. Seventh day on Smells Like Teen Spirit. You might ask me why it taking me 7 days. Sometimes it just takes me 7 days. Hope to wrap this one up in the next couple of days. If you guys want the sheet music, want to support us making more of these videos, want me to learn these songs quicker, which I can only do if I have more time in my life, become a member at musicbythemeasurespro.com. What I'm going to do to just warm up, I'm going to mostly work on this beat and then the end of the chorus beat. And that's kind of what I'm trying to get down for a student. So I'm trying to get this done for myself so I can make more videos. One of the things I want to do right now is just kind of walk through this beat for myself. I don't know why I'm slowing down while I'm talking. Because there's some rhythmic things that like this 3E and 3E. Now, if you've watched these before, you see I do a lot of time with metronome. Metronome is great. It helps me get everything together. It becomes what you can gel to and groove to. But you know, there's wisdom as well going. Yeah, I'm really trying to hear 3E, 3E. So when I hear 3E with the metronome, it's really easy for me to launch into it. You know, it's kind of what we're working on. And that enda. So slow 3E and So 86 is where we left off, but I'm kind of feeling like I want to walk through this. Let's try a 50. And I don't know. We're going to try to play just 3E and 3E and 3E and that may work for me. It may not. Sometimes it becomes like a puzzle for my brain and just doesn't work out. 3E and 3E and so that's a little fast. 3E and 3E and 3E. Yeah, so tell you already, I don't like coming back to that. Maybe we can do 3E into 4 and 3E. But because I really want to work on how I'm playing, let's do 44. 3E and 4E and all right, let me check on both these streams a minute. One's giving me okay, it's back. It's running. 3E, 3E and 4 and 3. Feel good about that. Good little warm up. I'm gonna try the same thing from 2 because we're going, and I guess I'll leave the hi-hat open. Robert, how's your day going, man? It's good to see you. What are you up to? What does Robert do in his life? He watches me on YouTube every once in a while. That's one thing I know. So these open hi-hats, 2, 3. So that 3E, 3E. 3E. I feel like every once in a while when I'm putting the whole beat together, that gets a little missed. 3. So from 2, 2E and 3E. So if I'm not, or actually if I am thinking about it, I'm not moving my hand as much as I want to. No, I'm moving my hand too much is my point. 2, 3E. 2, So it's like all those little movements, like really, using the word like a lot, all those little movements really combine to slow me down when I'm playing the whole thing. So it's sometimes I just got to watch out for. So let's do a little bit of that with metronome. I'm not even going to worry about the kick drums. I am going to worry about highlighting what I want to highlight, though. There we go. 2, 3E and 2E and 3E. 2E and 3E and 2. I'm not going to go down to 20 BPM, Robert. See, Robert says he doesn't play drums, but he mentions enough stuff about music. Maybe he plays another instrument. And 2, I have a student, Robert. I don't think you're a kid, but I could be wrong. I have a student who's like, put the metronome on 1 BPM. Let's see that. And then they're like, how fast does it go? And usually at that point in the lesson, I want to, like strangle the kid in a nice way. Like, hey, let's just play this exercise. But then after I'm done being angry with him, I'll usually like, all right, here's 500. Oh, here's 1. 3E and a 2, a 3E and a 2E and a 3E and a 2E and a 3E and a 2E and a 3E and a. A 3E and a 2E and a 3E and a 2E and a 3E and a. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to start pushing this tempo up, but every time I feel like I'm starting, actually no, on every metronome speed, we'll kind of go up by 6s today. Every metronome speed that I feel like I'm slipping a little bit, I'm going to spend extra time on just those 2 different ideas and see if by the time we get up to 86 again, I can tighten that all up. All right, so let's do 50. So Robert, do you play an instrument? I'm waiting on bated breath. With bated breath? I don't think I'm waiting on bated breath. One, a 2, a 3E and a 4, and 1, a 2, a 3E and a 4, and. A 3E and a 4, and 1, a 2, a 3E and a 4, and. All right, let's try those 2 exercises at 50. We'll wait till we get to 56. Now we'll try those 2 exercises. So let's do the hands one first. I'm going to keep the hi-hat closed for the exercise. It makes it just a little bit easier to hear. 1, 3E and a 2E and a 3E and a 2, a 3E. A 3E and a 2, a 3E, 2, a 3E. Okay. Let's do the kick one, kick drum exercise. So that's a little fast for me to think about 3E and 3E and So I really want to get that idea of 3E and 3E and 4. 3E and 4 and. but with the metronome. Every time I play with the sticks, just going, and then I come back, I'm tighter. So it's a good exercise for anybody to do. All right, 62. Play the whole beat. 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4, and... One, a 2, a 3, and a 4, and 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4, and... So I'm kind of doing that exercise every other time. So we'll do 68, and then we'll do that exercise. We'll do hands first, then we'll do feet. Sometimes you got to mix it up, make your own fun. 2, 2E and a 3, and 2E and a 3E, 2, a 3E. And a lot of what we're trying to do is just make this motion, I don't know the right word. I don't have the right word. Innate. Just make it a part of you. Ba, da, da, da. Ba, da, da, da. Then when I put the other pieces in, or when I put the full measure in, my brain just goes, ah, he wants to do this. It's kind of a zone out and just do it a bunch of times. And this is also why you need to do it not at 118. 118, well, for me, it's hard to connect all those dots and to hear everything the way that I want to hear it. So you do it at these slow tempos. You put it all together. 3E and a 4, and 3E and a 4, and... So not really tight with much on that one. 3E and a 4, and 3E and a 4, and... Cool. That last one's better. All right, now full measure. And a 3E, and we'll open up the hi-hat. We'll stretch a little bit. It's a little late in the day, and I took a nap before this, and my nap became a little bit longer of a nap, and now I got to do this right before lessons, so I'm just kind of rushing. And a 3E and a 4, and 1, a 2, a 3E and a 4, and... One, a 2, a 3E and a 4, and... 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4, and... There's some good, there's some bad, there's some ugly. 74. All right, we're going to jump right into it. Skip the exercises. Also, the metronome very much gamifies playing, right? Like, I have a new score to beat. That score is 86. That keeps me motivated. It lets me know where I was in practice. 2 and a 3 and a 4 and 1, a 2. There's a second there where it's flowing very nicely. All right, we'll do 80. So yeah, we'll just keep on doing what we've been doing. So this time. So as we get to these faster speeds, it's gonna be harder for me to think about, and then the next day it'll be easier because you're just pushing those tempos up. 2, a 3 E, and 2, 2, a 3 E, 2, a 3 E. Now, on that 2, a 3 E, I'm not counting all of those beats. I'm going 2, a 3 E, 2, a 3 E. And really, all I have to think about is where this next hi-hat's going, right? So it's 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. So all I then think about is getting my left hand in on that beat right before 3, a 3, a 3. And then the same thing for the E. I'm thinking ba-da-da, ba-da-da. Sometimes that's easier than counting. You can hear where the sound goes. If you think about it, we just made up counting to understand where placement was. Now you do the same thing by listening to it. Okay, and then, yeah, we'll do the kick. And 3 E and a 4 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 and. So you can see that's a hard loop for me to do at 80, which is okay. I think we'll want to get that up a little bit faster. But I like that idea of 3 E and a 4 E and, or 3 E and a 4 and 3 E and a 4 and then, wow, that's hard to think about. All right, so let's try to do a couple more of those. I might pause it between them. I might try to play it on the hi-hat. We're going to find out. And a 4 and 3 and a 4 and 4 and. So that's, now I'm going to argue if it's difficult for me to do, I should probably keep doing it. Right now, we're going to play the whole beat. 3 E and a 4 and 1, a 2, a 3 E and a 4 and. 3 E and a 4 and 1, a 2, a 3 E and a 4 and. So very sloppy on the 3E and a. So usually just ahead of it. Just means lack of control. And a 4 and 1, a 2. So try to bring control back. I can't say it always happened. So let's go 84. And then when we do it again, we'll go to 88, and then we'll beat our high score. We collectively, because you guys are watching, beat the high score, and then, I don't know, see how far we can go. Probably can't go much faster. I think 90 might be our top out today. 3 and a 4 and 1, a 2, a 3 and a 4 and... You just hear those kicks aren't always in place. But we're going to be fine. There were a couple good ones in there, and then it got sloppy. We're going to go to 88 and just see how we do. A 2, a 3, and a 4, and 1. A 2, a 3, and a 4, and... So we had one or two at 88 that didn't sound terrible. We'll do 90, just, you know, to break it into the nines. You know, we always say that at the Music by the Measures, break it in the nines. Never said that before, but 1, a 2. A 2, a 3, and a 4, and... 2, 3, and a 4, and... So, I'm going to move on. I played at least one that was pretty close to being in time. You know, we count that on a Monday. All right, let's go to this chorus section that we were looking at yesterday. Same thing, we wrote down our tempos. And kind of the reason I'm okay with, like, okay, we're going to spend some time on this, there's so much of the same idea that's getting repeated that doing this at slower tempo is going to help reinforce that and then put it all together when we're done. I say in my monotone voice. Let's go 10 under everything, or, yeah, let's try that. Let's do 58. So we got this 1, a 2. Oh, whenever I move into this part, I always struggle to hear those 2 and a 3 and a 4 and 2 and a 3 and 1, a 2. Those eighth notes, they get lost with me. 1, a 2, 1, a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and 1, a 2, 1, a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and 1. All right, put the metronome on. 2 and a 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a... All right, so that's pretty straightforward. We'll go 66. It looked like 68 was our best from the other day. Feel like we can easily beat that. 1, a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and 1. I missed the crash. 3 and a 4 and 1, a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and 1. For some reason, my brain is misfiring. Probably not enough caffeine today yet. So, all right, we'll do 70 and then we'll go to the next section. 3 and a 4 and 1. Cool. All right, I feel okay about that. You know, from 70 to 118 is not atrocious. This triplet is atrocious. Let's do the same thing. We'll go 48. I struggle with triplets. We were doing Believer a couple weeks ago or a week ago, and it had a lot of triplets in it. This one doesn't have as much, but just enough. So the big thing for me to work on is to hear where that triplet starts. It's so easy for me to want to rush that triplet, and then the second you rush the triplet, you're just dead. You're dead. Nothing else to say. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's a good way to think about it. Hear where that offbeat is. Hear where the end of 2 is, and that's where your triplet's going to go. So you do that enough times, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I can hear that, and then put 3 beats inside of 1. And 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and it shouldn't feel any different, and your brain can acclimate to like hearing where those offbeats are. My brain just is taking a little bit longer. It's a skill that I'm working on. These songs are helping me develop it though. So like you'll see in like I don't know live drum practice 67. Cool, good year. Things will be smoother. You're learning as you go through 100 songs or 10 in my case. But just really hearing that triplet and then triplet. And that'll be hard as we get faster. All right, let's do 52. One and 2 and 3 and 4. Cool. 56, which I think we were at 58. Yeah, I think we were at 58 before. I won't be definitive, but I feel pretty confident. 1 and 2, triplet 3 and 4. 1 and 2, triplet 3 and 4. All right, we'll do 60. So again, all these numbers are going up. That's a positive if you ever want to play the song full speed. And 4. 1 and 2, triplet 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and good about that. Let's go faster. You know, and every once in a while I'm playing with that trip a little bit, putting it earlier. What's up, Robert? Robert's back. Playing with it earlier, playing a little bit later, trying to get it exactly where I want it to be all the time. And then going back to that click is just enough to hear. And in my head, I'm always going 1 and 2, triplet, 3, and 1 and 2, triplet, 3, and then eventually I just space out. And that's kind of good too. If I can play this beat while spacing out, that means I know it. 1 and 2, triplet, 3, and 4. Sometimes I play that wrong. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2, triplet, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, triplet, 3 and 4. All right, we'll go 68. And then I don't know what we're going to do. We're like on good time, and we only have one measure left to work on. And it's good. It'd be nice if these numbers went all the way up to full speed. Actually, we'll hit the end before I'm out of time. It'd be nice if these numbers went to full speed. Like that would make me very happy and pleased. Instead, we're getting this incremental gain. But that's what it takes. It might take 7 or 8 days to learn a song. And then you take all that information, just crane lifts out of your brain and goes into a new song. You understand how to play a new song. These patterns show up over and over again. It's just, I wouldn't have done this song as like my 3rd or 5th song that we've done on this channel via like, hey, I'm going to try to learn this all the way through. Or the main sections, I shouldn't say even all the way through. But because a student wanted it, I was like, all right, well, I'll work on it so I don't have to work on it, on top of working on other songs. So like I might simplify and do, I don't know, that Tom Petty one was really nice and easy, though there's one section there I didn't do. I'll just try to find a song that's like this much above my skill level. If you keep on doing that and you broach new subjects and new topics and new ways to play and all that good stuff. Three and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2, triplet, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, triplet, 3 and that one was rushed. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2, triplet, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, triplet, 3 and 4. We'll do 70. Now, what I also like, it's kind of like a journal or a diary, right? Like all these time markers for me are 70 BPM. You could argue it's not a time marker, it's a BPM marker. But anyway, that lets me know tomorrow, hey, if I start like 10 or 15 back from that and then launch my way, hopefully just 80 tomorrow on this section and so on and so forth. Eventually, you know where you're at when you start practicing. So you're not fooling around with the metronome. You're just ready to go. You're not just wasting any time. You got to use your time well. 2, triplet, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, triplet, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, triplet, 3 and 4. Good. I'm happy with 70. I can hear being a good enough musician, but not a good drummer, I think is the difference. And not even a good enough musician, but like that. So we got 1 and 2, and then we're starting with an on the kick drum. 1 and 2E and 3E and 4E and the 4E end is where I notice it. I would say that I just have to do this whole beat slow. Only because of the 2. I don't really feel like I have to play 1 and, but you know, at that point we're just cutting out 1 beat. So 1 and 2, 3E and 4E and 1 and 2, 3E and same thing. I'm no longer, I don't know what that was. I'm no longer really counting a 2, a 3, a 4. I'm legitimately thinking, well, that's right before the 3. A 3, right? So if I anticipate where 3 is, I can go a 3. Now, without counting it, it's just, it sounded exactly the same, as you know. That's where I got myself in trouble, though. That 3E and 4E and I like to put a little space on 4E. 4E. All right. So today, let's not be too picky, but I feel like I could do a good breakdown on this one. And like 40 BPM and just hit 3E and 4E and 3E and 4E and for now, we'll keep doing what we're doing. And 4E and 1, 2, 3E and 4E and 1 and 2. Cool. Let's do 52. Keep the smaller jumps. Now, of course, I forgot exactly what tempo it was before, but I think it was like 48. No, it couldn't have been. Probably 56. Probably was there. And 2, 3E and 4E and 1 and 2. It's a little sloppy. Some rim shots that are happening. Shouldn't be happening, but they are. All right. Let's do 56, and then we're just going to jump back to the beginning section, work on that for a little bit, and call it a day. 3E and 4 and 2, 3E and 4E and that's going to take a little bit more work via my kick drum skills. A 1 and 2. A 1 and 1 and 2. So yeah, as we go to these faster tempos, that's going to fall apart. Just something I'll need to work on separately. Also, some of those things might resolve themselves as I work on other sections. That's a nice thing. Like, I like to just repeat. It's good practice. It sometimes gets a little boring, maybe for myself and maybe for you guys to watch. But all these sections being similar or having close to the same idea, going back and working hard on this measure will impact other measures. And 4 and 1 and 2, a 3 and a 4 and a. And a 4 and a 1 and 2. All right, we'll call that good. We're gonna work on that beginning one more time. I like to end with whatever, like I'd like to get the beginning up to full speed. Clearly, who wouldn't? But it's nice to end with what you started with, just kind of like a recap. You're gonna try to jump in at 90. It might be great. It might be shit. I do need to work on this measure. I'm purposely avoiding it. Maybe it'll fix itself. Now 90 sounds pretty fast compared to what we were just working on. 1, a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and 1, a 2, a 3 and a 4 and 3 and a 4 and 1. Now, what was good? What was good about how I just played it? Sloppy, but ahead of the metronome, which means I can play this faster, right? I can play 90. I can probably play faster than that. Now, you got to rein it in and be able to understand what you're playing. Otherwise, you're just going to be a sloppy drummer forever. A 2, a 3, and a 4, and 1, a 2. So I wouldn't say that none of them are perfect via the metronome, and we're going to live with that. We'll speed this up just a little bit. Three and a 4 and 1, a 2, a And now the funny thing is I can tell it's that 16th note rhythm right before that. That's throwing me off. So now what I'm happy about, 90 sounded decent, rushed a little bit. 92 didn't sound great, but okay. I have 5 more minutes, and I've been avoiding this for no good reason other than just avoiding it. So let's just pull this down a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. I don't know. I don't know why I don't want to play this part. I gotta figure that out in my own head a minute. So what we're doing, just a little recap for myself and for you guys. 1 E and all right, that doesn't seem that bad. Now I can't get this up to speed, but we'll see how fast I can do it. So I'm. Okay, so I don't know why I've been avoiding this. Doesn't seem that bad. We'll do 70. A lot of it, though, is that rhythm of going 1 E. And think when we get up to 118, it's. Yeah, I can fake it. If I keep doing it with metronome, I'm going to be able to do it with control, and that's the big difference. It's actually probably why I've been able to get by as a drum teacher. Obviously, my winning personality. You guys notice that. Obviously, you notice that. Yeah, that's clear. But just like let's figure this out together. Oh, I would do this, and then you teach this lesson 100 times, and you're like, wait, all right. So these are the 3 things you do, and shit, you go. I don't ever play this part right. Let's fix this, and then you kind of just level up and get a little bit better than they do. Quicker usually. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a. and a 3 and a 4 and. All right, let's do 74. That's all I have to say. Let's do 74. 2 and a 3 and a 4 and 3 and a 4 and. I was gonna call it a day, but here's the other thing. I think this measure went bad for me so many times. I started learning it wrong a little bit. We had the sheet music we had to correct, and so I just wasn't motivated to getting this out. Now that it's coming together and I'm hearing those 16th notes well, I want to keep practicing it. 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2. So that first one wasn't bad. It was just a little loose on the timing. Three and a 4 and 1. All right, we'll do 80, and then we're going to call it a day. So all my speeds went up by about 10 BPM, maybe 12, which literally means shoot, I got to do math again, 90 to 100, 3 days away from getting to full speed. Some of that stuff is technique as well. So a little bit of I thought it was going to be a shorter session, but we're about 15 minutes right now, so it's not terrible. So, practice moves in waves. Ride the wave of practice that you're on, whether it be hey, today I'm motivated to fix this. Today I'm motivated to practice it this way. It's all about getting a good session in, a good session of I accomplished something, or hey, I showed up. I put 50 minutes in and it was treading water, and I've had plenty of those practices as well. That was funny. 3 and a 4 and. Cool. I feel good about that. Now I got to keep feeling good about that, and sometimes tomorrow might be a treading water day, and that's okay. But I have to go teach some lessons, and I hope to see you guys soon. If you guys have song requests, I'm not going to get to them. I'm not going to get to them yet. But put them on the list, and eventually I'll get to them. So you guys have a good rest of your Monday, and hope to come back this afternoon or later tonight with a piano live. So if you want to check that out, become a member at musicbythemeasurespro.com. Subscribe, like, comment.